Constantly had my rights taken away from me. Constantly going through trauma with no proper support whatsoever. I mean, why would therapists try to make out I've gone through no trauma? What about the death of my father and the death of my daughter? And the death of my daughter's father? And then the targeting of my daughter's father's friends, of which there's bloody evidence online, where they're doing that to me online. It's disgusting what's been happening, and there's way too much evidence. Yeah? Cover up much. And then we've got the housing department go, oh, what can we do in case she gets taken seriously? Oh, we know. We'll play race card. The level of abuse that I've been dished out on by black supremacists, I have no idea what the heck is wrong with people, because if you look properly throughout my life, I've been fully integrated with all people. Me having mental breakdowns in recent times because I've been targeted by black supremacists that have seriously abused me is a normal response to what has happened. But when I go out and about and I'm not anywhere near those people, I'm grounded again and reminded that it's okay. But it's not okay here in terms of the system. And I'm sitting bloody duck. So this is okay. I'm just waffling at the moment, kind of getting some of this emotional kind of stuff out of me. But what I will be doing in later videos is going through each section of these things and explaining it in a much more clearer way and in a timeline. So I'll do different, videos for different parts of it. And I have no doubt that what is going to happen is that it will get shut down. Because it's been shut down everywhere. Do you know that for the last 6 years, my own friends have just abandoned me and left me to go through all this? Some of those friends, I know a long time throughout most of my life, but it turned out they obviously and evidently were not friends. Yeah, people are not looking at the Facebook, and I have no doubt there's all disgusting, horrible things that are being flashed up on it, or you get sent if you look at it. You certainly can't send me a friend request, and I can't send anybody one. Or if I do, it might get responded to 20 years later. I think you want to see the paperwork for this. That was a mental breakdown, yeah? That was caused by Loughborough Estate Management Board because they were punishing me and torturing me for reporting them to the Financial Conduct Authority and trying to get fire safety and structural safety inspections done. I will find the paperwork at some point because I want to go through what I spoke with other residents on the estate while I was going around trying to get the petition signed so that something independent would be happening. And I found out about loopholes in, I think it's the Fire Rescues and Safety Act, where, they can get away with not having things actually inspected. Anywho, so you see that changed a lot there because the paperwork actually the damage was worth a lot less, and the materials to repair the damage are under £250, and I could have fixed it myself professionally. And at that time I didn't have a giant grapefruit-sized hernia. And that's another area that I'll talk about is issues that have happened in healthcare over the years. Going back to when I was a child, which included not having braces when I was meant to have them. I was meant to get them and then I was kind of just not giving them. I was meant to have a couple of teeth removed and put braces in, but I was never given it. That will be a different time, a different video. But anyway, the damage, I could have fixed it for less than £250. Myself, professional. So basically what happened, by the time I got to the courtroom, it suddenly jumped to £20,000, and my own barrister, Darren Mark Snow of Libertas Chambers, was trying to plug the court to charge me he was trying to get me. He was trying to get the court to get me to pay £20,000. My own barrister. But I thought that the barrister of Loughborough Estate Management Board that was presiding over the case was decent, because he said the value is under that much. And he said, we won't be asking for anything. Well, I wonder why. Because you're going to be taking my money straight out of my benefits, yeah? I have in my cupboard a meter. I'm in a 1-bedroom flat. The people that used to live above me, yeah, there were 4, a family of 4. Okay, it's only 1-bedroom flat and their little ones are little. Anywho, their electricity each month was £35. I live by myself. Let me show you the meter. It's not a really normal situation over there. It can cost me in the winter over £100 per month. And I put it on like a couple of days ago, and it's gone down loads already. And I have this strange kind of double fuse box thing going on. I tried to change to another company when I first moved in. I had a long phone call. I did all of that. And then it never happened. Another thing, when I moved in, because in my previous address, I had an internet router. My mum got it in her name because I don't have a good credit rating. And that was all fine. When I moved here, it turns out that you have to kind of, you have to get BT open source to deal with the phone line. So, but they didn't deal with it. They just kind of messed around. And then the company, there were people phoning me up, and they weren't even from TalkTalk. And they said the wrong names. And those names they said were based on crap that was written and spread around. That is absolute bullshit and has nothing to do with my family. And during all of this, and because of all of this, I have lost that bond with my son, because going through this stuff, you can't focus. I am sorry, but I have had some seriously nasty freaking psychological abuse as well. Not all of it, but I have actually documented a lot of stuff. I managed to do some screen recordings of some of the bombardment online of pornography. That's calmed down a bit now. But the police force are involved to hilt. Like I said, I'm going to stop talking now, because I'm just waffling out, and this is mainly an emotional video, because I'm really traumatized, because I've had enough of being a prisoner and being persecuted. I didn't do anything wrong to anybody whatsoever. I was only trying to look after myself, get myself moved off that estate, and make sure other people in that estate were safe. I didn't do anything wrong when I was travelling abroad. I'm not going to be punished. Why should I be punished? Because other people are involved in things and want to scapegoat me and my family. And they scapegoated me and my family and spread lies about... They spread lies about my family, and my family name is destroyed globally. Now, if they were innocent of what I was trying to report, then why commit acts of terrorism towards me? And nobody commits an act of terrorism to cover up a tiny bit of housing fraud now, do they? I'm in a place where people have been on payroll. That's not a joke. I'm not saying everybody, but I know exactly who is. My family have no privacy. I mean, I know I put a lot of stuff up online, yeah, but My mum doesn't, my son doesn't, my sister doesn't, but they're getting targeted. They're spreading lies about my child to ruin his future and career and everything like that. And I'm very sorry, but I am absolutely disgusted with the institution of Freemasonry. How disgusting are you? I want my money back from when I was a member. It might not be a lot, but I want every penny of it back because I did not pay to be tortured and abused by your stinking institution. You're clearly involved in abuse towards me and my family. Because if you weren't, you would have come forward and done something. Because I am an ex-member of Freemasonry. In the United Kingdom, women are Freemasons. There are women Freemasons. In the United Kingdom, there are two different orders. The Order of Women Freemasons and Women Freemasonry, which was formerly known as the Honourable Fraternity of Ancient Freemasons. They are corrupted to the hilt. I was in the Honourable Fraternity of Ancient Freemasons, and I cannot believe what I thought were sweet old ladies could actually go to that level of depravity. There's men involved too, but this is no, situation. What did I do to Freemasonry for you to abuse me? I do carry a royal bloodline. I carry a lot of royal DNA. It must really pee off some of these people, but it is there. They can't do anything about it. And I'm utilising it because at the end of the day, why the heck should I be abused in the United Kingdom any longer? And that's what Freemasonry has done to me. It is absolutely terrifying. And it is actual terrorism. As I said, I'm an ex-member, not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a Cowan. Do you know what I did with my so-called badge of honour, my 3rd degree apron? I had a massive breakdown after one of my former brethren, the Assistant Grand Master of the Honourable Fraternity of Ancient Freemasons, Maxine Sherman, decided to play games with me and imply I was some sort of criminal, but she was part of some sort of game. I don't even know why were you doing that to me? She's like, stick with me and you'll be okay. Oh, I was only trying to be your friend. What sort of person does what you did to me and got your son-in-law to do to me and then spread to help people doing Freemasonry? And how many other people connected to Freemasonry involved, like the lawyers? Oh my gosh. Why? What? So the housing, and I am sorry, but I was targeted abroad before I tried to report Loughborough Estate Management Board. I was absolutely, completely oblivious to it. 2020, doing my hike in North Africa. Part of that hike went into the night time. I do have some of that on a video, but it's pretty darn boring because it was pitch black and I was just using the camera light to light the road markings. Because it was extremely dark, and after walking out of the mountain pass, I wasn't climbing the mountain, I was going through a mountain pass, it's a road. After coming out of that and walking down into the Sahara, into the night time, I knew exactly where I was going and what I was doing. It's fine. Done research, been there before as well. Anyway, I arrive at the kind of second set of dwellings that you come across as you reach towards the last part of that road. And I sat down to have a cigarette and asked for a cup of tea because I don't know why, I just did. So they brought some mint tea out for me. And when I say they, because the person I spoke to brought their whole family out. So we all sat down. It turns out that this family are a family of someone who's in the police force. in Morocco. There was one of the people that basically turned around, a lady turned around and she said to me, she wasn't speaking in English, but the body language was good enough because she fully made it clear. If I could turn the video around, which I can't right now, it's not, maybe I can. No, I don't know how to do that on this thing. She made it pretty clear that for the body language was very blatant. So she basically did pumping the arms at the side to represent being like, she's like, did this movement like you're going to be dragged off. So she grabbed her collar. Then she did this pumping her arms at the side to represent being raped. And then she got her left arm, left hand, put it out flat and cut across the front of her stomach. And then she made the movement of the guts being pulled out. This is the 3rd degree punishment.